Okay, so in programming, loops are used when you want to repeat something over and over again. So one of the loops you can use is called a for loop, and I'm going to show you a really quick example of how to construct a for loop. So we use a for loop when we know how many times we want to repeat something. So if you're not sure exactly how many times you want to repeat something, then you might want to use a while loop. So I know exactly how many times I'm going to repeat something. So uh, the example we're going to use, we're going to loop over a list of numbers. So I'm going to create a list, and I'm going to put in it. Okay, so I've got 11 numbers in my list, including 0. So I'm going to set up a for loop to iterate over each number in the list and then print it out. Okay, so I'm going to construct my for loop. So the syntax for your for loop is for, and then you've got like a variable name. Now you can call this whatever you want. I'm just going to call it I. I say in numbers list, and then I'm going to print I. So what this code is doing is we've got for I, which basically means sort of for every item in numbers list. So for every number we've got in the list, and we know there's 11, it's going to print I. So first time round in the loop, it's going to be at 0, so it's going to print 0. Then it's going to loop back round, and it's going to go to the second item, which will be 1. So I becomes 1, and then it prints it out. Next time in the loop, I then becomes 2, so it prints it out, and so on until it gets to the end of the list. So if I run the program, okay, we've got 0 to 10. So if I increase my list, add another number, and run it, it's included. So this loop, okay, will run however long the list is. Okay. Another sort of way you can construct a for loop, if you know exactly how many times you want to repeat something, is to use there's a built-in function called inRange. So if I delete all this and set up another loop, so for I, and I'm going to use inRange this time, so it's the range function, and I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to end at 500. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to print I. So what this loop is doing is for every number in the range from 0 to 500, now that's actually 499 because it's always one less than what it is. So if I wanted to go to 500, it'd have to be 501. And it's going to print out the number. So if I run it, it prints out all the numbers from, if I go back to the beginning, 0 to 500.